Colleen, some customers here tell me they didn't know about this confirmed case until we told them. Others shopping here tell me they already knew about it. The parking lot still has a decent number of cars here. We haven't heard from the company on what part of the store this employee worked in or how many customers or other employees they came in contact with. We also haven't heard when exactly the employee tested positive or what their last day at work was. We do know from a company spokesperson the company found out about the positive test after the employee told them about it. In part of a statement, a spokesperson says, "Upon learning of this case, we followed all sanitation and cleaning procedures as recommended by the CDC, communicated with and supported our team. We will continue to follow guidance from local, state, and federal health agencies, including the CDC and other health organizations." Again, the store here is open, and it will be open. The spokesperson tells me that at many Kroger stores, they're going to be installing plexiglass at the checkout lanes and markings on the floor to encourage social distancing.
Welcome to Ohio Survival News. This is Casey O'Brien. Today is Thursday, March 26, 2020. The time is 6:24 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and I'm reporting live from Springfield, Ohio. Today we're going to start off with the confirmed cases in Ohio, last updated 2 p.m. today. We have 867 confirmed cases in Ohio. Of those, 223 are in hospitals. Of that 223, 91 are currently in the intensive care units. There are 15 deaths, and the Ohio coronavirus website, they did update their website that keeps track of the numbers. So they're not really giving, I don't see a total county number, but they did break it out, the data in some better ways. So I'm going to go through all the counties here. I'm going to begin with the counties that have the most. Well, that's Cuyahoga. And then I'm going to end up with the counties that only have one case. So as of now, Cuyahoga has 259 cases, looking at 59 hospitalizations, 2 deaths. Franklin County is second with 108 cases, 20 hospitalizations, 2 deaths. Followed by Hamilton County with 53 cases, 7 hospitalizations, no deaths. Mahoning, 51 cases, 27 hospitalizations, 1 death. Summit has 50 cases, 13 hospitalizations, 0 deaths. Lorain, 44 cases, 12 hospitalizations, 0 deaths. Lucas, 35 cases, 5 hospitalizations, 2 deaths. Medina, 24 cases, 7 hospitalizations, 0 deaths. Butler, 21 cases, 7 hospitalizations, 0 deaths. Miami, 20 cases, 6 hospitalizations, 2 deaths. Lake County, 19 cases, 5 hospitalizations, 0 deaths. Stark, 16 cases, 6 hospitalizations, 2 deaths. Delaware at 15 cases, 1 hospitalization, no deaths. Montgomery, 14 cases, 3 hospitalizations, 0 deaths. Trumbull, 12 cases, 8 hospitalizations, 1 death. Warren County has 10 cases, 1 hospitalization. Portage, 8 cases, 1 hospitalization. Geauga, 7 cases, 1 hospitalization. Wood County, 6 cases, 2 hospitalizations. Fairfield County, 6 cases, 2 hospitalizations. Claremont, 6 cases, 1 hospitalization. Licking, 5 cases, 1 hospitalization. Columbiana, 5 cases, 4 hospitalizations, 1 death. Marion, 4 cases. Coshocton, 4 cases. Union, 3 cases. Tuscarawas, 3 cases, 2 hospitalizations. Richland, 3 cases, 1 hospitalization. Madison County, 3 cases, 1 hospitalization. The Ohio coronavirus website is kind of glitching on a Brave browser. Huron, 3 cases, 2 hospitalizations. Greene County, 3 cases, 0 hospitalizations. Erie County, 3 cases, 3 hospitalizations, 1 death. Carroll, 3 cases, 3 hospitalizations. Belmont, 3 cases, 1 hospitalization. Ashtabula, I don't know how the fuck they pronounce that. 3 cases, 1 hospitalization. Wayne, 2 cases. Pickaway, 2 cases. Logan, 2 cases, 1 hospitalization. Knox, 2 cases, 1 hospitalization. Hancock, 2 cases, 1 hospitalization. Defiance, 2 cases, 1 hospitalization. Clinton, 2 cases. Clark County, 2 cases. Champaign County, 2 cases, 1 hospitalization. Wyandotte, 1 case, 1 hospitalization. Washington, 1 case. Shelby, 1 case. Sandusky, 1 case, 1 hospitalization. Muskingum, 1 case, 1 hospitalization. Mercer, 1 case, 1 hospitalization. Lawrence, 1 case. Jefferson, 1 case. Highland, 1 case. Gallia, 1 case, 1 hospitalization, 1 death. Fayette, 1 case. Dark, 1 case. Crawford, 1 case. Athens, 1 case. Ashland, 1 case. Those are your totals for Ohio. Again, we have 15 deaths currently. Now for worldwide numbers, yesterday during my broadcast we had 435,000 cases globally as of about 8:10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And now, last updated at 6:10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, there are 526,389 confirmed cases globally. That's almost a chunk of 100,000 in a day and a half. The infected, they are at 380,000, that's 72.3%. Deaths, we are at 23,729, that's 4.5%. And recovered, I use that in quotations, recovered 122,218. That's only 23.2% of the 526 cases worldwide that are considered recovered. And recovered is a little bit of a misnomer because you may be recovered, but a lot of times this disease, it's wreaking havoc on your total body. All of your organs, your heart, your lungs, your kidneys. It's wreaking havoc on your central nervous system, and that case fatality rate is going to be going up if they include numbers of people who die from complications. People that, they might get the flu or something a year or 2 from now or whatever, and normally they would have survived that, but they're not going to because of the toll that coronavirus took on their bodies. The Ohio State Legislature, they did extend the primary date, and of note, all voting is not going to be taking place in person. It's going to be taking place through absentee ballots through the mail. In-person voting will not be happening for the Ohio primary, which was extended by the state legislature amid the coronavirus pandemic. Instead of in-person voting, each Ohioan registered to vote must request an absentee ballot from their Board of Elections and then return the completed ballot to the same address. The ballot must be postmarked by April 27th, according to the Ohio Secretary of State. So if you want to vote in the primary, you're going to have to reach out to your county's Board of Elections, get an absentee ballot, and mail that in no later than April 27th. In economic news, Honda did extend their plant shutdown for another week. So instead of opening back up on March 31st, Honda is now planning to open their plants back up on April 7th. This is big news for Ohio and Indiana. Honda's shutdown is impacting other companies who their main client is Honda. One of them that I know of personally is Stanley. Stanley is a large manufacturer. They make a lot of components for Honda's vehicles, and they have been shut down during this time. And they will probably be continuing their shutdown, extending that with this news. In Canton, Ohio, Gervasi Vineyard has converted its distillery to help produce hand sanitizer. This is following the examples done by other companies at a national level, including Johnnie Walker Distillery and Bacardi Distillery, among others. Many alcohol producers are converting their distilleries to making hand sanitizer, as we are at a very low point in terms of supplies for hand sanitizer. The Canton Vineyard is scheduled to begin production with hand sanitizer sometime next week, and that will be distributed to Stark County community through medical facilities, as well as the Stark County Emergency Management Agency. It is reported, quote, after Gervasi's initial alcohol supply is gone, the winery will use alcohol from fermented corn provided by Swartz Farm in Lake Township. From WHIO, Clark County deputies will be at grocery stores all across the county to make sure those who are able to shop for the first hour, such as the elderly and at risk, can do so safely. They want to ensure criminals are not taking advantage of those shopping early. Some will be undercover while others will be in uniform. I suspect that you're going to be seeing perhaps uniformed and out of uniform deputies patrolling these grocery stores throughout the times that they are open, not just this 1 hour or so that they're open exclusively for the elderly and other at-risk individuals. From WHIO, the Ohio Department of Natural Resources has closed campgrounds, cabins, golf courses, restrooms, shower houses, playgrounds, and state park marinas at all ODNR properties in response to the state's stay-at-home order because of the coronavirus pandemic. Public outdoor spaces at Ohio state parks, wildlife areas, forests, and nature preserves remain open, including trails, dog parks, and non-marina docks. Visitors should use common sense and follow this guidance from the National Recreation and Park Association for staying safe while they are out. Follow CDC's guidelines or guidance on personal hygiene prior to heading to trails, wash hands, carry hand sanitizer, which you cannot find. Do not use trails if you have symptoms, cover your mouth and nose when coughing or sneezing, etc. Observe at all times CDC's minimum recommended social distancing of 6 feet from other people. Practice it and know what it looks like. Keep it as you walk, bike, or hike. Warn other trail users of your presence and as you pass to allow proper distance, and step off trails to allow others to pass, keeping minimum recommended distances at all times. Signal your presence with your voice, bell, or horn. Note that trail and park users may find public restrooms closed. Be prepared before you leave and time outings so that you are not dependent on public restrooms. Or get some Depends. Bring water or drinks. Public drinking fountains may be disabled and should not be used even if operable. Bring a suitable trash bag. Leave no trash. Take everything out to protect park workers. Closures are expected to be temporarily enforced until COVID-19 guidelines change or are lifted. Report from Beaver Creek, Ohio. The coronavirus has prompted a lot of people to stock up on some unusual items. WHO's Gabriel Enright visited Tractor Supply in Beaver Creek and learned that baby chicks are in quite high demand. Quote, we sell live baby chicks and they're blowing out the door. Everybody is coming in and buying baby chicks. I've been sold out of them, and it's normally not like this at this time of the year. Egg production is what they're looking for. They're not looking for them as meat chickens, said store manager Gary Hendrickson. And then the article says, owning chickens and other livestock is illegal in some communities. Police looking to ID person who threatened to spread illness. A person posted on Facebook on March 13th at 6:50 p.m., quote, I've been coughing with a fever, but I think it's best to treat myself like a vaccine. I've been going to grocery stores and wiping my dirty tissues on canned foods, cleaning products, and toilet paper. If you get sick, then you will be immune to it. God chose me to do this, and I sure hope I am doing it right. I love you guys. Stop panicking. After it hits, all will be fine. And then he commented on that, stating that, quote, so far I have done the Piqua Kroger, Piqua Walmart, Troy Kroger. I am planning to do Greenville Walmart and Kroger next. Quote, the person claiming to be the writer of this post responded on his Facebook page that his post was a joke and he was not in the state of Ohio. Hopefully he still gets arrested, because fuck that person. From ABC 5 News in Cleveland, more than 187,000 people filed unemployment claims during the week of March 15th through Saturday, March 21st, compared to the 7,042 people who filed the previous week, according to a release from the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services. This weekly total is just below the all-time monthly high for jobless claims, which was recorded for the month of December 1981 at 205,159. Of note, the federal government did request that Ohio and other states do not release their unemployment numbers, because that's going to be bad for my economy. In local, unrelated to coronavirus news, former Dayton commissioner now is serving a prison sentence. Former Dayton City Commissioner Joey D. Williams, Democrat, has quietly begun serving his 12-month term for corruptly soliciting a bribe. He is being incarcerated at a federal correction institution in Ashland, Kentucky. It is described as a low-security prison with adjacent minimum security satellite camp. Basically, Williams was caught accepting free home improvements in order to push a $150,000 deal with a demolition team in Dayton. Another person convicted in the corruption probe, former state representative Clayton Luckey, Democrat, is also serving his sentence at the Ashland prison. He was convicted of mail fraud and is due to be released on May 21st, after which he is to be on home confinement for 4 months. Maybe they can really develop their friendship there. In national news, this does relate to a clip I included in last week's broadcast, where I showed several students in Florida who were partying for spring break and bitching that, oh, my coronavirus, it's affecting my spring break party. They sound as incompetent and baby-like as all the my economy people. This is from WKBN News in Florida. College students in Florida test positive for coronavirus after spring break trip. Tampa, Florida. 5 University of Tampa students are recovering after testing positive for COVID-19 during spring break, the school said. The university said the students were traveling together and with other UT students during spring break before testing positive. The school didn't say where they went during their break or if they lived on or off campus. The school did send its well wishes. Send your well wishes that they get their head out of their ass. How about that? Oh, God. In international news, I do have an article from Bloomberg called Countries Starting to Hoard Food, Threatening Global Trade. This was written by 2 people. One of them, I'm going to butcher his or her name. It's Agnieszka de Souza. And then you also have, as the other author, ISIS.
سارت بالعزم فتية طارت كالصقر أبية سارت بالعزم فتية طارت كالصقر أبية
ISIS Almeida. The article says it's not just grocery shoppers who are hoarding pantry supplies. Some governments are moving to secure domestic food supplies during the coronavirus pandemic. Allah Akbar. Kazakhstan, one of the world's biggest shippers of wheat flour, banned exports of that product, along with others, including carrots, sugar, and potatoes. Vietnam temporarily suspended new rice export contracts. Serbia has stopped the flow of its sunflower oil and other goods, while Russia is leaving the door open to shipment bans and said it's assessing the situation weekly. So, you know, I mentioned in my last video, I said to expect food shortages. This is one reason why. And, you know, Kazakhstan, Vietnam, Serbia, maybe Russia. You know, I think that's just kind of the tip of the iceberg here. We're going to see a lot of other countries do this because this shutdown, it is going to impact food production. You're not going to have people working in these fields, not as many people. And you're not going to have as many people working in the factories that process the food as well. And also, you know, the warehouses that ship it and all this other shit. So, I still need to learn how to garden, but I suggest you guys do as well. Today, during Ohio's weekly coronavirus update, Dr. Amy Acton did say that the measures they've taken to, quote, flatten the curve, they have been effective. They do expect that Ohio could see 8,000 new coronavirus cases per day by the time that we reach our peak, which the other day Governor DeWine expects the peak to be around May 1st. According to Dr. Amy Acton, had nothing been done, the model from OSU's Infectious Disease Institute shows that new cases of coronavirus would have peaked around this time at nearly 40,000 cases per day. Do they even have the testing, though, to confirm 40,000 cases per day?
The St. Louis Post-Dispatch reports yet another video of another faulty human specimen went viral after he decided he wanted to be part of the licking things in exchange for internet points and validation team. The young man seemed to be intoxicated when he filmed himself in the toiletries aisle of a Walmart about an hour west of St. Louis, Missouri. He then pulled down his face mask and said to the camera,
"Who's scared of the coronavirus? Don't touch your mouth."
While still filming, he then proceeded to lean over and run his tongue all over the products, captioning the video, "This." And yes, that's how he spelled it. According to St. Louis Post-Dispatch, the Warrenton Police Department said in a statement on Monday that the man has been taken into custody and charges are pending.